thank you very much, Alia Septi, for participating to this interview.
Thank you for your invitation.
So I would like to ask you if you can tell me something about contemporary art in Morocco and more generally in North African countries. Did you notice if a change occurred after the Arab Spring spread?
Contemporary art in Morocco is... there has been the first outburst, if we can talk about an outburst of contemporary art in Morocco, has been through the art market, actually. Started with the first auction house in 2002, which started when I'm talking about outbursts, it's more like an international, reaching an international visibility. We started to hear much more about this side of the world on the lens of the art market. Because of this auction house, then from the first one, 4 other opened. Then in 2007, a lot of galleries started to pop out in several cities, including Casablanca, which is the economical capital, Casablanca, Rabat, Tanger, Marrakech, and Agadir for some part. And then, between 1 to 2 years afterwards, there started to be more and more exhibitions around the world, which were also talking about art in this region. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it never existed before. There were very good galleries, for instance, the Galerie L'Atelier in Rabat, which was very active in the 80s. Mm-hmm. There were already a lot of artists who were exhibiting in Moroccan artists who were exhibiting in many parts of the world. But it's more like this kind of international awareness, let's have a look what is happening in this region of the world. And that happened in some way, the same trend that happened on Chinese art, Russian art, Indian art. So it doesn't always come for the right reason, but just happened you had this kind of concomitance, time-wise, that on the one hand, from within Morocco, this more and more dynamic art market, many market-connected initiatives started to open. Then the more institutional part of it, international, started to have a look at it. Then in 2009, there was this edition of Paris Photo, which was dedicated to Arab and Iranian countries, mm-hmm. and where a lot of galleries started to show artists in Paris who were coming from North Africa. There was also the Galerie 127 from Marrakech, which was present there. And then in 2009, there started to be non-market connected institution, which grew more. So on the more institutional, let's say, I would rather use the word individual cultural initiative, non-commercial. There was the first one that opened, I think it's in 2001, which was L'Appartement 22 of Abdellah Karoum. Then a few years later, in 2005, Le Cube, this art center, which is going to be 10-year-old this year. And then in 2009, the Marrakech Biennale became the Biennale. It existed already in 2004, but that edition was this momentum where it took the name and it took in some way the weight of a Biennale. So, and then it started in some way to create this kind of balance between art market expectation and more critical / institutional expectation. So it was just to give you a little background of what has been mm-hmm. happening the last 10-15 years now. But now, at this very year, a museum opened, le musée de la photographie, elle-même plus place in Marrakech, so it's a private museum. A Fondation Nationale des Musées has been created in 2011. A National Modern and Contemporary Art Museum opened a few months ago. But still, there is this feeling, or I have this feeling, that there is a big weakness on the non-commercial side of art. And it means that many artists don't feel that they are supported if their work doesn't fit to the expectation of the market, which is a pity. I have been working mostly, for instance, with a cycle of exhibition with Arte East on Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. The starting point was to question the notion of Maghreb, and unfortunately I could not include Libya in it because at that moment I didn't have enough information. So that's why I decided to focus on Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. And it was in 2012, so it was a 2-year cycle of exhibition, 2012 until 2014. And it was also corresponding of the moment of this so-called Arab Spring. And the question, the starting point is, let's say the starting hypothesis of the cycle of exhibition was what is the now made of? Meaning, what is our everyday made of? What are maybe the urgencies that we feel right now? What is this now? Everyone is talking about. What is our everyday like? And are there similarities or not between Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia? It was really again to question this kind of harmonious and common language between these three countries, where actually the point was to show that within the starting hypothesis of the now is made of the everyday, to show that for each one, the traitement, the way to deal with the everyday is completely different. And to say that there is no harmony or there is no common cultural approach in the Maghreb, as much as there is not in North Africa or there is not in the MENA, Middle East, North Africa. Each one has also, of course, there are common points where we meet, but each one has also its own specificities. And the specificities might have nothing to do with the country itself, but on the practice of the artist within one common thematic of this, like now. And so it was an exhibition on Morocco. So the first one was with the artist Younes Baba Ali. Then on Algeria, and it was curated by Aria, so Zineb Sedira and Yasmina Regat, and it was showing the work of Mohamed Bourouissa and Amina Menia. On Tunisia, with Wafa Gebsi, who is a curator now living in Tunis, that I met in Berlin at that time, and who showed the work of Ismail Yamsi, Neda Bechar, of also Marim Bouderbala, Marianne Katsaras. And then it came back to Morocco with an exhibition of Zineb Andres Araki and Hicham Berada. And each one had a complete different way to deal with that every day. It's true that for the part of Tunisia, there were a lot of works which were dealing with the post-Révolution de Jasmin. In Morocco, it didn't appear a lot. It actually didn't appear at all in this exhibition. For instance, with the work of Younes Baba Ali, like tackles all the time the notion of everyday. He puts a lot of irony, and he diverts the little objects of our everyday. Zineb Andres Araki and Hicham Berada have this common approach of what we call l'infraordinaire, so the absolutely no exceptional of the everyday, and just to put more light on it and to show this beauty and the poetry of what happens in our everyday and we take no time to look at. So no connection with the Arab Spring. And another extreme example is the case of Tunisia, where most of them, I'm not going to say all of them, had practice or work which were dealing with what happened in Tunis. Also because what happened in Tunis did not happen in Casablanca or in Rabat, for instance. So on that as well, there can't be a similar language or a similar reaction because the action was not the same at all. something really happened in Tunisia. In Morocco, yes, things happened, like there were a new constitution, but it's not comparable. So I think from that point, the sensitivities, be it of the curator or of the artistic practice as well, cannot be the same. So if a change occurred after the Arab Spring, it depends. It depends on each one, I think. It depends on each artist, and it depends also from how close they have been to this moment of change, when there have been a moment of change.